1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. How are you doing in the eating department? Are you eating healthy? We've been trying, right, Robin? We've been doing pretty good with the healthy eating. I think. Well, compared to what I was doing, I'm probably not doing as well as somebody who really pays attention to this stuff. But I think I'm doing a little bit better. I'm going now to the. We had a guest one time who said go to the perimeter of the store. And you know what's in the perimeter of the store, Robin? They got cheese. I found eggs over there. I found milk over there. Yeah. Markus Rothkranz is on the phone. He's a natural healing expert, a raw foodist, and he was the health consultant to the United States military's weapons of mass destruction first responders. Really? Wow. He made a $2.5 million film. He makes Hollywood production recipes, videos, and oh my gosh, he got so many things on here. He's got a book called Love on a Plate, the gourmet uncooked book, raw vegan versions of the most favorite meals in the world. Oh my God, I can't wait to hear about this. Good morning, Markus. How are you?
Hi there, and who's laughing in the background there?
That's Robin laughing. And Vanessa. Robin and Vanessa are laughing at you. Where are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm in Las Vegas.
Are you betting on anything today? It's St. Patrick's Day.
Okay. I'm betting on not eating the food here.
So, my notes, this is what it says. It says, what if you could keep eating burgers, mac and cheese, and heal your body instead of killing it? Is that right?
That's right. I almost died. I never in my life, even to this day, I've never touched a drop of alcohol, never smoked a cigarette, not even touched coffee. Yet by the time I was in my 20s, I was dying. Literally, I was bleeding when I went to the bathroom. My glasses were thicker than the windshield of my car. My lungs were filled with fluid, and I didn't know what it was. And I realized after a while, after doing research, it was what I was eating. It was the standard American diet. I mean, when I was a kid, my mom just gave me sugar and milk and noodles and bread, all that stuff that you don't find in nature, and it was killing me. And I realized it's doing the same thing to everyone else, and it took me a while to realize it's just the normal stuff that we eat, that, you're only as good as the building blocks you're made with, and that's what was doing it. That
makes sense, but what I don't understand is why does it say to keep eating the things that made you sick in the first place?
Well, that's just it. I grew up on Pop-Tarts and chocolate and cake and all the the fun stuff, but I didn't want mac and cheese. I don't want to stop eating because it tastes great. And what they call health food, it's like you might as well be eating sawdust. Who wants that? I mean, who wants to eat carrot sticks and celery and crap?
Right.
So, exactly.
Right. So
what?
So I figured out a way, as I am when I set my mind to something, to create food that tastes just like the stuff we love, but is good for you. And really, the big secret between unhealthy food and the good stuff is heating the food. It's anything that you heat over 118 degrees, you're killing the enzymes in the food and the life force. And a good example is if you take an apple and you plant it in the ground, you get an apple tree. But if you bake the apple, if you cook the apple, if you microwave the apple, anything that's over, that's a really high temperatures, and then you plant it in the ground, nothing. It's dead. So the difference is high heat kills your food. And if you eat dead food, you slowly die over the last 40 years of your life.
Really?
And that's what causes disease. People who stop cooking their food, which is it does several things. They say it makes it more digestible. Yeah, but it breaks down the fiber, but it breaks it down so much that there's no fiber left for the probiotics, which is your gut flora, which feeds fiber. That's its main food supply is fiber. You're starving your immune system because your probiotics are 70% of your immune system. Secondly, the enzymes are gone. Thirdly, it's all the when you cook, everything breaks down to simple sugars. Now you're feeding the yeast, the candida, the pathogens instead of giving your body what it needs. So it's a whole chain. I could go on forever about why it's not, but
yeah, and I'm following you so far, but I have to just kind of point out the things I'm confused on. The things I'm confused on are, if you're going to, okay, the notes kind of help me. So the listeners, you have to know I have kind of a little advantage over you because I'm looking at some paper here. But to explain, it says tuna salad. Now, how could you have tuna? I mean, you have to cook the fish, right? I mean, we don't, but doesn't the Star Kiss company, don't they cook that fish?
It's not tuna. That's the point. This whole book is plant-based stuff. It's plant-based versions of your favorite food. So we found ways to make plants taste like tuna or mac and cheese or creme brulee or even bacon, even deli meat. We found it took a bit of work, but we found out how to make it and to not heat it over 118 degrees. So it's all done. It's all done in a dehydrator, so it's not cold. People think, "Oh, it's cold food. Who wants that?" No, you can heat it, and it's kind of interesting because people think it's just slightly warmed. No. If you go to a restaurant and they give you food and it's really hot and you got to wait for it to cool down before you can put it in your mouth, well, the temperature that it cools down to when people start eating their food is around 118 degrees. A hot tub's 101. 118 is pretty darn hot. So it's not like you're depriving yourself of warm food, and it's just a really high heat. That's what kills the stuff.
Okay. Now that I understand that, so do we need to buy a dehydrator in order to do all these recipes?
No. Half the recipes are warm, the other half are not. I mean, you don't want, warm pop. I mean, yeah, you could.
Okay, so help us understand. Give us one. Markus Pizza. What is that?
That's my version of pizza. It looks and tastes just. I figured out how to make pepperoni look and taste just like pepperoni, but it's made from plants. It's got the cheese sauce, the tomato sauce. It's got the flexible crust, but instead of wheat and gluten, it's made from coconut and chia seeds, and it's flexible. Just like because some of the raw food people out there, they have crust that tastes like that are hard like cardboard, and it tastes like cardboard. I wanted the actual experience, the flexible, doughy, wheat-like crust, and I did it. I figured it out, and and I was on a show, a national morning show the other day, and this lady, she's really into food, and I go, all right, this is the ultimate test here. This lady loves her food, and she loved it. She said it tastes just like pepperoni pizza, and the pepperonis taste so much like pepperonis that we actually put them in a bag and take them with us when we go on airplanes or go, driving the car around town. It's just a great snack food to just munch on.
Gosh, you look like a rock star. I'm looking at your picture. You wrote the book with Kara Brotman, is that right?
Yeah. Well, and actually, I don't know if you know, I'm 55. So if you look at the picture, if you look at my, you can't see the before picture in there, but when I was in my late 20s, I looked like I was in my 50s because I was dying. Now that I'm in my 50s, I look like I'm in my 30s because it literally turns back the clock.
How long ago did you start? How long ago did you change your diet?
About 10 years ago.
And did you notice a change right away?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, it's first you go through a little bit of a detox because your body's getting rid of. It's like house cleaning. It's a big mess. You just get rid of all the, your body's 60 trillion cells getting rid of the waste that they've been storing or made up. But then after a while, it's like you're like Superman. I could hear things three rooms away. It was your vision. I could see things. My glasses started to hurt, so I went to the lens crafters and they did an eye check and they said, "You're 2015. That's better than 2020." So my vision got better. And then I don't need glasses anymore. I sleep. I only need like 5 hours of sleep a night. All the fat goes away, so now you're like chiseled and you got energy and your hormones go through the roof. So you better have somebody in your life to have fun with.
all right.
And be sexy with.
Yeah.
Well, you look like a sexy couple. Are you? You have a relationship, or is this just somebody you posed really close to? Okay.
Oh, totally. We're like brother and sister. We're not in that way, but we're definitely an unstoppable. I mean, we're living like the life that we wish that we should have had 30 years ago, and that's what we're trying to tell people. Middle age does not mean you're getting slower.
I love that. Okay, so the book is called Love on a Plate, the Gourmet Uncooked Book. I want to make sure our listeners know about that. We have a break, so let's take the break. On the other side, maybe you can tell us what to have for lunch. How about that?
Sure.
Where are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm in Las Vegas.
Oh, that's right, Vegas. Okay, so you got up early for us. See, lunchtime is like an hour from now or so. Yeah. All right, we'll take a little break and be right back. I love this conversation.
On this episode of What Not to Do, brought to you by
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Holy what have you done to my kitchen?
Oh, honey, how is it? I never know when she's coming home.
What are all these pipes laying around? Why is my dishwasher in the living room, and why is the carpet all wet?
Well, remember that fancy new kitchen remodel you've always wanted?
Oh, I do, and this is not it.
But I thought I might save some money by doing it myself.
You thought wrong. I promise this is going to cost you way more. You should have called in the professionals at Mike Scott Plumbing, because I'm pretty sure when I flush the toilet, water is not supposed to come out of the sink.
Noticed that, did you?
The next thing I'm going to notice is you calling Mike Scott Plumbing like you should have done in the first place.
Yes, dear. 866-314-4443.
Yes, 866-314-4443.
That played out so differently in my head.
on next week's episode of What Not to Do.
No, not monkeys.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 572-2510. That's 572-2510.
Tick-tock. The days fly by, and we find tax season is upon us once again. Not to worry, though. With a reputable CPA firm on your side, you can rest assured that all of your needs will be handled in a professional and thorough manner. Robson, Scribner & Stewart is just that firm. They're there for their clients year-round, not just during tax season, to handle your needs and answer any questions you may encounter. At Robson, Scribner & Stewart, there is no client too small or too large. Their expertise ranges from the single individual to the largest of corporations. Get your return prepared by a professional who will use their years of experience to ensure that your tax return's outcome will leave you in the best possible position. Call them today at 694-4184. Robson, Scribner & Stewart. They're there for you today. Again, that number is 694-4184. Time is of the essence, so don't delay. 694-4184.
18 minutes after 11 o'clock, we are talking to an amazing man, Robin. I just went to his website, and he's an amazing artist. He's a prolific author. He definitely does not look 55 years old at all, and he's teaching us how to eat, but that's just a part of what he does. The book that we're focusing on is called Love on a Plate, but you got to check out his other books and his artwork. Oh, my gosh. Markus Rothkranz is on the phone. Markus, am I saying your last name correctly?
Yeah, perfect.
Well, Markus has even taught me a new use for my mandolin.
Really?
Yes, he did.
What is it?
Yes, he did. You can take zucchini and make thin slices out of them on a mandolin.
You can use a potato peeler for that. Get the same effect.
What?
Yeah, you don't even the mandolin. Just get a potato peeler, and you can. We actually did a show yesterday on that, where you show how to make pasta with zucchinis, and it's the easiest thing in the world to do. It's with cheese sauce. Oh, it's so good. Pasta with cheese sauce.
You say it says on your little thing here. I was just reading that you're bored with painting, but you are such a good artist. Oh my gosh, you are so.
Just another.
He's brushing it off.
I know, he's very humble.
All right, so
great.
let's stay on topic, I guess. Love on a Plate. What should I have for lunch? How can I start? I want to start this today. Do you ever eat eggs at all? No, you don't eat eggs, right?
No. I maybe once in a blue moon I'll have one, like every 2 years or so, but I don't need it. I mean, the way I eat it's pretty amazing.
So what do you have? Instead of telling us what we should have, what are you going to have for lunch?
Well, I'm a little more like on the next level of eating. In other words, I don't have breakfast, lunch, and dinner like the typical person. I eat one meal a day, sometimes 2 meals a day. I don't even eat till noon or 1 o'clock because it's called intermittent fasting, where you don't eat for 16 hours, but you do eat for 8. So you can eat all you want for 8 hours, and it's great for it's an anti-aging thing. You get younger, you lose fat, you have more energy. So I really don't have breakfast until 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, and I stop eating.
And you have one meal, and that's it? Just one?
Or two, whatever, or a snack. But the average person, we actually have on the book. Do you have the book in front of you?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay, because we actually made, it's funny, we said, let's see if we can make the greasy American breakfast, a version of it, and we did. We had the egg, the bacon, the hash brown, and something that has the same effect. But as far as the average person having lunch, I mean, we made healthy versions of, you can have jalapeno poppers with cheese sauce, which is amazing. Oh, it tastes great. I mean, it's warm and everything, and the cheese sauce is made from cashews, so you're not getting the dairy, and
we can make this ourselves. We make it ourselves.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
Huh.
And you can have banana pancakes. Oh wait, that's lunch. That's breakfast. I'm confusing. It's like 8:00 in the morning here. I can't think lunch yet. But and you mentioned tuna salad, which we can make, but without the tuna. But it looks and tastes like it. Here's one with chicken tacos, but it's not chicken. There's a mushroom out there that looks and has the if you were to break it apart, it has the same fibers that chicken does. It's amazing. It's called an oyster mushroom. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so you could have chicken tacos, or the unchicken tacos, pumpkin ravioli, which is raviolis made where instead of using wheat as the wrapper, you use pumpkin or apple or something where you slice it really thin, and those are really good too. Or you can have all kinds of stuff. I mean, you get wraps made with coconut meat instead of wheat. Mm-hmm.
You also address the dessert lovers, your chocolate crust pie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I like creme brulee. So I found out a way to make. It looks and tastes just like creme brulee. It's even got the hard. It's even got the sugar hard crust on top, which is pretty cool. But it's not bad for you. It's good for you, and we have. Cheesecake and fruit crepe and chocolate mousse, which is made from avocado, but it tastes better than the real thing. It's just, it's amazing. It's easy to make. It's so easy to make. This stuff, and cannolis, and you can make chocolate ice cream in 90 seconds. I show how to do that. Tacos made from chocolate.
That's pretty awesome. I got to try that.
Yeah, we even a candied apple. We have a candied apple in there somewhere. So this is there's no we should never deny ourselves the fun of life. There's always a way to do it. No matter what it is you want to do, there's always a way. And
Wow, this is so fun. I'm on your your website, MarkusRothkranz.com. I'll spell it for the listeners in just a little bit. Plus, we'll put this interview on the internet and make sure we put the links there. You don't have a before and after of yourself, but you have a before and after of a gentleman named Joseph Hill.
Yeah, he bought my book, Heal Yourself, and it shows what happened to him after he followed what I told him to do. And this is just eating. Plant foods.
But he was a vegetarian, right?
Yeah, well, that's a funny thing. People think vegetarian means healthy, but that includes bread, pasta, cereal, crackers, cookies, all this dead stuff that has nothing to do with nature, and just because you're not eating animals doesn't mean you're healthy. I mean, in fact, some of the unhealthiest people in the world are vegetarians and vegans. Bread is not health food. Neither is pasta or pizza, but we figured out a way to make, a healthy version of it. But the normal stuff out there that you get,
So everything that you gave up, you found a way to substitute with vegetables or fruit.
Yes, because people are not going to do this if they feel they're depriving themselves of the stuff that they love. Okay. I mean, food is the biggest addiction there is. Try to get somebody to stop eating cheese and bread and see what happens.
If I were to do a diary of the food I eat, it's not that big. It's not like I eat everything in a cookbook. So if I learned just a few of the things in your book that I would embrace, then I wouldn't have to know the whole book. I just need to know the few, because tomorrow I'll say I'll make recipe number 3. The next day I'll make recipe number 4. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah. after a while, you start saying, oh, I see what he's doing here, and then you start making variations of it. Everybody makes their little twist to it, and after a while, you've got your own unique twist on things. But you see, it's like you got to get them jump-started in thinking a certain way, and after a while, you start mixing things together that are just, you never thought would go together. Like we have one here that's blueberry, mango, garlic, mint, which is an amazing salad. People would never think of mixing garlic with mango and blueberries and mint, and it is just, when you put that in your mouth and you eat it, you go, whoa, this is so cool. Why didn't I think, I mean, it's like an explosion in your mouth, and you go, it just breaks, it shows you there's a whole other world out there.
So
yeah.
So bread is out. Bread and pasta, bagels, all that stuff. You'd never, ever ingest any of that stuff.
No, that's what was killing me. It is so addictive, and it's what's dragging people down, and it's seeing what it's doing to them in their life. It's not just tearing their body apart; it's tearing people's relationships apart. I mean, in so many ways it affects you. It makes you hypoglycemic, which makes you miserable to be with. You got your sugar crash afterwards. People who are hypoglycemic, they're not fun to be with after they have their sugar crash, and but the cool thing is,
go ahead.
But the cool thing is, when you live this way, there's no highs and lows. Like, you don't have your high energy thing after you have your sugar and then you crash afterwards. You're just going steady all day, and there's no ups and downs. You're just it's just like a battery that never ends, and you never get sick. I don't even remember what it's like being sick, and like I said, your hormones are through the roof. You're like an 18-year-old. You just have endless energy, and you never get sick.
How do you address those nutritionists when they say you should stay away from fruit because fruit has sugar, and they don't want you to have sugar?
It does, but it also has fiber. That's why it's a complete package. Fiber helps slow down the absorption rate of sugar in the body. If you sugar and take that, now you're going to get a sugar spike and have all the problems. But fruit, naturally, if you were to just pick it off a tree and eat it, high fiber, and fiber slows down sugar. So it's when you juice it, that's when you start getting the problem. Blending is better than juicing because you still got the fiber in there, or eating it whole, or eating it whole.
So what about drinks? I'm sorry, Marcus. I don't mean to. We're cutting into you, and I apologize for that. There's a little bit of delay, and I'm going to blame that for that. But I don't mean to be rude. But what about drinks? Do you drink alcohol? Do you?
No. Never touched it in my life. I don't need it. I get enough of a high just living the way I do. I mean, you feel so good, and you're like a kid. Everything you look at is with optimism. Like, you see potential in everything. That's why I do all the stuff that you see on my website, is because, like kids, they look at life with wow. They imagine stuff, and they imagine where life could go and all the possibilities. That's how you think. And people, the reason they do the alcohol and the drugs and it's because they're depressed. They need something to make them feel good.
Well, you are exciting, and you are uplifting, and you know what? It rings true. You just know in your heart that if you were eating the things that we were probably meant to eat, it just, I don't know. Every time I hear somebody talking like this, I always think this is probably the way God intended us to eat.
It is.
It just makes sense to me. All right, so the book is called Love on a Plate. Markus Rothkranz has written the book with Kara Brotman. I'm going to make sure I mention Kara.
Yeah.
And you do have a website, Markus Rothkranz, ROTH.
Oh, no. Don't tell me to go to that. Nobody knows how to spell my name. Just tell them to go to either Markus World, Markus World.com.
Okay. Right.
That's for me personally. The book you can get at healthycookbook.com, which is...
Okay. How do you... Markus World, is that what you said?
That's for me. Anybody wants to find out about me. But if you want the cookbook, go to healthycookbook.com. Or if you want to heal yourself of anything, go to healanything.com. Those are my main sites. So those are easy to remember.
Okay. All right. We will make sure we put them all on the links when we put the video up on the podcast. Markus, thank you for being on the air with us today. You've inspired all of us. You've got an energy that just comes right through the phone line.
Oh, good.
And I appreciate that. I know you're doing a lot of these radio interviews, so thank you for taking time to do ours.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Markus. I'm going to eat differently, Robin. I don't know, probably starting at 2 o'clock today. All right, we'll be right back.
News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. President Trump meeting with some House Republicans at the White House this morning about their party's health care plan. Health Secretary Tom Price met with members earlier.
The president's very supportive of this plan, thinks that it addresses his priorities, which are to make certain that pre-existing illnesses are covered, that we have advanceable tax credits for those individuals who are in the vulnerable population, and to encourage individuals to purchase coverage and gain coverage.
He's asking Republicans to work something out they can agree on and get passed to replace Obamacare. A house in Rockville, Maryland, just outside D.C., was leveled by an explosion at around 1 a.m. No word yet what caused it or if anyone was home. Here's a neighbor.
I was in bed like any other night when I was suddenly awoken by an extremely loud, powerful explosion. It shook the windows right over my bed, the whole house.
There's damage reported to around a dozen houses nearby with gas turned off and some people asked to leave the area as a precaution. Fox News, we report, you decide.
There is more to me, Queen Eliara of Elfgard, than my elven magic. Just as there's more to Geico than saving you money, Geico also gives you 24/7 access to licensed agents online, on the phone, or on the Geico app. And while I am a mighty elf queen, I am also a mighty big fan of barbecue potato chips. Minions! More smoky mesquite.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
HelloFresh delivers recipes and ingredients for a home-cooked meal in around 30 minutes. Like this recipe. Start with a working couple. Add 2 demanding jobs. Mix all too well. Receive HelloFresh delivery. Trim off temptation to order pizza. Follow step-by-step recipe until holy ravioli. You can add mushroom ravioli gratin to your resumes. Fist bump and enjoy. Delicious ingredients you'll love to eat. Simple recipes you'll live to cook. HelloFresh. Get cooking. Get $20 off your first delivery plus free shipping at hellofresh.com/radio.
Sunrise Automotive, this is Matt.
Hey, Matt, it's Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Listen, we're going to be doing some traveling, and I need to make sure the car's in good shape.
Why don't you just bring it on by? Let us check it out. We can check your belts, your hoses, your tires, all your fluids. And out of town, is that up north in the cold?
Yep.
Okay. Let's check your antifreeze. Also, let's make sure your washer fluid has got alcohol in it so it doesn't freeze up north, because that makes for a rotten day. And let's check your air pressure in your tires. Let's look at your brakes, make sure everything is safe and secure there. Let's go through it and just make sure everything is ready to go on the road. You due for an oil change?
Yep.
Whenever you come in to get your oil change, we always check your belts, your hoses, all your lights. We go through and make sure that everything is working properly. We check all your fluid levels. We do that every time you come in to Sunrise Automotive.
So just call you back at this number?
Yeah, just give me a call back at 690-1993 whenever you're ready to come in. And you can drop it off, leave it with us, whatever is most convenient for you. Look forward to seeing you at Sunrise Automotive.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Here are today's headlines from The Source, WOCA. In the wake of Orange Osceola State Attorney Aramis Ayala's announcement that she won't seek the death penalty in capital cases, Republican state lawmakers are weighing legislative options to block prosecutors from seeking anything less than the ultimate punishment. I have reached out to the members of the Florida legislature and our staff about the possibility of drafting legislation to ensure our laws are followed. That statement from Florida Representative Bob Cortez, a Republican from Altamont Springs, in statements made to reporters. The discussions come just days after Governor Rick Scott approved a death penalty sentencing reform bill prompted by a recent Florida Supreme Court decision striking down the state's previous process. The legislation was a top priority for the legislature's Republican leaders, who have been eager to clear the way for capital sentencing trials to resume. It took 2 years and 3 dictionaries, but the Florida Supreme Court finally determined yesterday that sexual intercourse is not just between a man and a woman. The question arose during a case in which a man was charged with third-degree felony for failing to reveal to his male partner that he was HIV positive. His lawyer argued before the state's high court in February of 2015 that Florida laws were so narrowly defined that sexual intercourse did not apply to sexual activity between same-sex partners or or any activity beyond traditional sex. The court rejected that argument, ruling that the legislature's goal was clearly to reduce the spread of HIV when it enacted the 1986 law, even if it did not clearly spell out what it meant by sexual intercourse. The court ruling reads, quote, because the legislature did not define sexual intercourse, we look to the dictionary in order to ascertain the plain and ordinary meaning of the term, unquote. The plain meaning of sexual intercourse clearly encompasses, quote, acts beyond penile vaginal intercourse, unquote, according to the statement issued by the court. The Star Banner is reporting that a dog attacked a 2-year-old boy at a home near Ocala yesterday. The report states that the incident occurred at 6 Almond Course and states that both the child and his babysitter were taken to UF Health Shands Hospital in Gainesville with non-life-threatening injuries. The dog bit the boy in the face near his ear. The babysitter was bitten on her leg. The boy was listed in stable condition, according to the report. The babysitter's condition was not mentioned in the report. The dog is in the custody of Animal Services. Ocala police say they are looking for a man who may have fired gunshots at another man on a busy street last week. No one was injured. The report states that 28 shell casings were recovered by police officers in the 1200 and 1300 blocks of Southwest 4th Street and at the intersection of Southwest 4th Street and Southwest Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue. Officials believe shots were fired by at least 2 people in a car. A witness told investigators that a white truck was being chased by a black car throughout the neighborhood and someone in the car was firing shots at the truck. The driver of that truck later did report to police that someone had indeed fired shots at him. And today is St. Patrick's Day, and it is Friday. And when those two things come together on the calendar, law enforcement says the number of DUI incidents increases. To help fight impaired driving this year, AAA and Budweiser are urging everyone to have a plan to get home safely if they are celebrating with alcohol. For those that did not plan ahead and need the Tow-to-Go program, it is available today through Sunday at 6 a.m., according to the report. Here in Florida, the phone number for Tow-to-Go is 1-855 the number 2, TOW, the number 2, GO, or 855-286-9246. The service is free to everyone, whether or not they are AAA members. And those are the headlines from the source, WOCA.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Sunshine today and quite nice with a high of 67 to 72. Clear Friday night and chilly, lows ranging from the mid-40s in a few inland spots to 51 on the coast. Saturday will be gorgeous with sunshine and a warmer afternoon, high 75 to 79. Sunday, mostly sunny, becoming breezy, the highs in the 70s. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
News sure travels fast in a small town. When May's husband walks out on her, she quickly discovers she's the closest thing to a single woman for miles around, and the fellas start lining up at her door. Live on stage at Ocala Civic Theater, The Affections of May is a delightful romantic comedy playing March 16th through April 9th. Warm, witty, and full of laughs, The Affections of May is sure to make you smile. For tickets, call 352-236-2274. That's 236-2274. Or go to okalacivictheater.com.
It's time for Farm and Ranch Headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Tyron Spearman reporting. A new health study published this week in the Journal of the American Medical Association has gotten very wide coverage. The main takeaway is that about half of all deaths from heart disease and diabetes are related to a bad diet. People need to eat more nuts, according to the report, and other healthy foods, and less processed meats, red meat, and sugar, drinks, and food. Also news this week, M&M's has a new fruit-filled M&M candy with strawberry filling and a peanut. Sources indicate a superior M&M's experience. The new twist on the classic candy surrounds the peanut with a fruit-flavored layer, then chocolate, and then that sweet and crunchy candy shell. It's a new product of M&M Mars this week and another peanut product.
Hey, Mike, what's the word today?
Well, the way crop prices fluctuate, I might try to save money on my nutrition program this year. What do you think?
Well, did you end up using Black Max 22 last year? It's been part of our nutrition program the last 5 years, and it can put between $10 and $50 an acre into my pocket year after year.
Oh, that's the one you told me about. It's designed to help my soil provide nutrition better and cut down on burn from fertilizer, right?
That's LHC technology.
Okay, I think I'll give old Black Max 22 a try.
Black Max 22. If you feed it, you need it. See your local CPS retailer today.
If your soil could talk, what would it say?
If it's healthy, it may already be saying some good things about your future. Because farmers who use soil health building systems that include no-till, cover crops, and diverse species and rotations report greater productivity, profitability, and resiliency to weather extremes. Learn more about what your soil is saying about its health and your future. Contact your local USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service office today. This message brought to you by USDA and this radio station.
Georgia Peanut Commission announced this week they're going to give 32 research projects totaling $494,000 next year for peanut research around the Southeast. I'm Tyron Spearman for Southeast AgNet.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.